Good afternoon and welcome back to VA Memorial Stadium here in Chillicothe, Ohio, the home of the Chillicothe Paints, as we've got more district tournament baseball here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health. As Kenneth Hay joins me, I'm Carson Francis. We've got the Logan Elm Braves and the Unioto Shermans set to battle it out for a spot in Tuesday night's district final. Wheelersburg in the previous game pulled away from Washington Courthouse to a 9-3 victory. They await the winner of this contest that we're getting ready to see here in roughly about 10 minutes. Kenneth, two teams that met earlier in the season. They opened up the season against each other, actually a 3-1 win for Logan Elm. A lot has changed since then. What can you tell me about the two teams that we're going to see on the field today?
Yeah, Unioto, a very experienced team, but young at the same time. Had a lot of turnover from last year's team. And, you know, a team that I think has figured it out as the season's gone on. It's hard to say that a team's had almost a down year for their standards and is still sitting at 18-9 overall. So really fightful team in the Shermans. And I think the same thing you can say about the Logan Elm Braves. Logan Elm sitting at 13-10, but I think that record does not showcase the talent that's on this Logan Elm team. Just a group of guys that plays hard together and, you know, could come out any game and have an awesome pitching performance with this staff they have.
Yeah, let's first talk about the Logan Elm Braves. And you mentioned, I think you said it best, that 13-10 record doesn't really indicate how good of a team these Braves can be. They play in a very competitive mid-state league. We saw Fairfield Union and Circleville down at OU battling it out in district play. Bloom Carroll, solid as always. Top to bottom, the NSL Buckeye was just a dogfight. And I think, you know, similar to what Shane and I talked about with Washington Courthouse and Wheelersburg, that gauntlet they played in the MSL is going to help them come tournament time.
Yeah, I agree with basically everything you said. Just this experience on this team, as you see going down the lineup, a lot of seniors, a lot of juniors, even a few sophomores coming in, but a lot of guys that have a lot of experience, and that takes a lot to help your team win in this time of year.
Unioto on the other side in the home whites. They come in off the heels of a Final Four run last year. Obviously, you mentioned, Kenneth, a lot of turnover on that side, but still some really talented athletes on the field in the purple and white as the starting lineups are introduced for both teams. But looking down at Unioto, you know, they're throwing Blake Sanders on the mound, Jack Welch, a returning starter in center field. Yeah, they got guys like Jackson Zikafus, who have had a lot of experience in all aspects of the game. It's a talented lineup top to bottom, a good combination of youth and experience. And this is a Unioto team that's hungry to get back into that district final, go on another lengthy tournament run. Yeah,
a lot of guys that, even if they don't get a lot of recognition, I think do a lot for this team. Guys like going even down the line, if you got guys like David Long and Caden Speakman, just guys that bring that experience to the lineup, and these athletes that, especially for David Long, have played across sports and have that leadership mentality and are able to help the team along the way. But then you bring in some young guys like Gabe Jarwanakorn's going to play today. You got Carter Elliott, Braden White. These younger guys are coming, filling in the lineup, and that helps balance. That's what you've seen the Shermans come a long way this season, filling in those young players into the lineup.
Once again, the winner of this contest will move on to the Division IV Southeast 1 District Final. That game to be played here at the VA on Tuesday at 6:30 p.m., where they'll meet up with Wheelersburg. Looking quickly at both teams, what do you think is one key on each side going into this one, Kenneth?
You know, I hate to say it, but I think this pitching matchup is really going to be the key to this game, as you'll have Neff on the mound for the Braves, and as you said, Blake Sanders for the Shermans, two really talented pitchers and just talented athletes overall that could take over the game on the mound.
The junior righty Blake Sanders gets the starting nod for Unioto. He last pitched Monday in a 2-1 loss at West Jefferson there. He went a full 7 innings, gave up 1 earned run on 4 hits. He walked 2 and struck out 6. He's a first-team All-SVC selection. He'll be matched up against a Logan Elm Braves lineup that looks like this. Brady Neff, the pitcher, leading things off for the Braves, followed by the left fielder Blake Summers. Kelton Bennington, the shortstop, batting third, followed by Camden Ebert. Behind the plate, Zane Seamer batting fifth at first base. Blake Swicegood at third base, batting sixth. Carter Congrove at second. Lucas Gentry, the designated hitter, and Lucas Biley in center field, rounding out the lineup for Drew McClone's Logan Elm Braves as they look to get back to the district final for a date with Wheelersburg. It's a Logan Elm team, winners of 4 straight coming in. You could say the Braves have caught heat at just the right time. They look to carry that one, that momentum into this matchup with a very talented Unioto squad. With a 6'2" senior, Brady Neff steps into the batter's box. Sanders deals the first pitch. This Division IV district semifinal is underway as Brady Neff takes a called strike one. Neff batting .305 on the season with 25 base hits as he makes contact on the second pitch, fouls it to the Logan Elm dugout quickly, an 0-2 count to Neff. Neff 1 for 3 with a double in the win over Vinton County. As this one from Sanders low and away. Neff able to lay off for ball one. Quickly, Sanders delivers the 1-2, gets a called strike three high in the zone. And Neff sits down looking for out number one. The first out is a backwards K from Blake Sanders. And now Blake Summers, the Logan Elm left fielder, steps in with one away. Summers takes a called strike one on the lower outside corner of the zone. Summers 0 for 2. He walked twice in that district quarterfinal against the Vinton County Vikings. This one on the inside corner. Summers lays off for ball one. The 1-1 from Sanders. Right down Broadway, 1-2. Summers batting .242 on the season. Went 3 for 5 recently in a win over Payne Valley as this one kicks up in the turf, gets away from the catcher, Landon Davis. Count is 2-2. Summers, the left fielder for the Braves today, but he's seen a lot of action behind the plate throughout the season for Logan Elm. 2-2 from Sanders. This one chopped foul. And Summers will try again. Kenneth, coming into today's game, Logan Elm has been red hot offensively. They're averaging 11 runs a game in their last 3.
Yeah, that'll be big here, especially going against the big arm of Blake Sanders. That one will be tipped foul, and you said before the game, Blake Sanders at worst the second best pitcher in a third, excuse me. So at worst, those top 3 in the SVC, you know, and one of those guys that can just lead his team from the bump.
The 2-2, Summers grounds this one over to the second baseman, White, who slides and makes the throw. At first, they're going to say that Summers beat it out. So an infield single for Blake Summers with 1 out. And that brings up the dangerous Kelton Bennington.
Yeah, Bennington, first team all-district selection this season. Just a really impressive player.
We'll quickly go over the Unioto defense in a moment as the first pitch to Bennington taken high for a called strike one. The Unioto defense starting in the outfield, going from left to right. Elias Saltz, Jack Welch, Caden Speakman in that outfield. As Bennington lines this one to short, Jackson Zickafoos to second, throw to first, in the turf and in time. A 6-4-3 double play to end the first inning. Unioto turns two to retire the side, and they'll bring out their bats in the bottom of the first. We're scoreless here at the VA. You're watching Ohio High School District Tournament basketball on baseball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Glo Fiber is now in Ohio. And with gig speed fiber internet, we're keeping things real. As in real reliable speeds. Real people who really want to talk to you. Not to mention, real simple pricing. Switch to Glo Fiber today to get real fast, real reliable fiber internet and your first month free. Glo Fiber is here. Welcome to Glo Ohio. Call 1-833-WANT-GLO or visit glofiber.com to switch today.
Kimberly. Tons of practice. One chop away from a black belt. 7 of the best sidekicks. And 5 years since her cancer diagnosis at Ohio Health.
The Unioto Shermans turn two to end the top half of the first inning. And now they will bring out their bats going against the 6'2 senior Brady Neff on the mound for Logan Elm. He's 1-0 this season, pitched 36 full innings, a 4.75 ERA. He has struck out 41 batters, walked 19. As an honorable mention, all-district selection, as Brady Neff will work against this Unioto lineup. Jack Welch, the center fielder, leading things off, followed by Elias Saltz, the left fielder. Jackson Zickafoos, the shortstop. Blake Sanders, the pitcher, batting cleanup. Carter Elliott batting fifth at first base. Braden White at second base, batting sixth. David Long, the third baseman, in the seventh spot. Caden Speakman and Gabe Jarjuwanicorn rounding out the Sherman's starting 9.
Yeah, Taylor's lineup really spread out overall, the young and the experienced, and I think that's a really good move from Coach Taylor, as you get a leadoff guy in Jack Welch that we've seen out here many a times. He even worked out here with both of us before, and you know, a guy like him to get on base and just the speed they have down their lineup, pretty dangerous.
So Welch stands in the box to lead off the home half of the first for Unioto. As Neff delivers the first pitch, finds the outside corner for a called strike one. Welch, a junior, second team All-SVC selection, also had a great season for the Shermans on the basketball court. As he tips this one foul to make the count 0-2. Welch helped the Shermans reach the Sweet 16 for the second year in a row on the hardwood.
Yeah, 316 average for the junior. Also a second team all-district selection on top of the league selection.
Neff can't quite find that outside corner. He was aiming for 1-2 the count to the junior Jack Welch. He was 0 for 3 with a walk, came around to score in a 2-1 loss to West Jefferson on Monday. The 1-2, Welch fouls this one over the playground and far out of play. This Unioto team, you could argue, maybe limping into the postseason a little bit. Losers of 5 of their last 7. There's a 1-2 from Neff. Just misses that outside corner, evens the count at 2 apiece. But if anything, we know that this is a Unioto team that they can turn it on at any given moment. And no better time to do that than now. There's the 2-2 from Neff. This one fouled off again. Welch doing a great job staying alive with 2 strikes.
Yeah, you get to the postseason, it's basically I had a football coach, Ron Hinton, used to say your season's split up into 3 seasons, what you do before the season, the regular season, and then you start a new season starting today in the postseason, and every game it's 0-0 at this point.
2-2 from Neff, high at Welch's eyes. He lays off. And 3-2 the count to the leadoff man, Jack Welch. Welch 0 for his last 6 at the plate coming in. Payoff pitch from Neff. This one fouled off again. Welch, one of the only returning starters from last year's Final Four squad for the Shermans. And that experience has paid off for him throughout this season. Payoff once again from Neff, swing and a miss. Some high heat from Brady Neff to deliver a leadoff punch out. The one away, and Elias Saltz steps in for the Shermans. Neff deals right down Broadway for a called strike 1. Elias Saltz, the sophomore, has not recorded a hit since April 11th in a win over Athens. As he lines one foul off the light pole here at the VA. 0-2 quickly the count to the sophomore Saltz. Elias Saltz maybe hasn't seen as many at-bats as some of the other guys in Unioto's lineup. As a sophomore, he's gotten a lot of quality reps at times throughout the season. The 0-2 just misses. And Saltz stays alive, 1-2 the count. Neff comes set, delivers the 1-2, and this time he misses low. Count is even 2 balls, 2 strikes to Elias Saltz. Neff, again, the 2-2, foul to the backstop. These Unioto hitters early on just doing a great job staying aggressive, but also battling with 2 strikes in the count.
Well, especially in the postseason, or if you have a long season of all these guys pitching 50-plus innings, these long at-bats start to wear on your pitching staff.
And a swing and a miss in the turf. The catcher, Ebert, throws to first on the drop, 3rd strike, and 2 strikeouts to start us off for Brady Neff. We'll quickly take a look at Logan Elm's defensive alignment. Blake Summers in left field, going from left to right. Biley in center, Dalton Davey in right field. In the infield, Blake Swicegood at 3rd, Kelton Bennington, the shortstop, Carter Congrove at 2nd, and Zane Seamer at 1st, and Camden Ebert behind the dish.
We talk about these long at-bats in terms of the Shermans, but also for Neff, you're winning that mental battle when you get these long at-bats and you still end with 2 Ks to start out the game, and that gives you a lot of confidence on the mound, and that's half the game.
Gets a 1st strike pitch to Jackson Zickafoos. And Zickafoos chops this one up the middle. Bennington fields it at short, makes a throw to first in time to retire the side. Shermans go 3 up, 3 down, and we're scoreless through 1 in this Division IV district semifinal. 2nd inning coming your way. You're watching Ohio High School Tournament Baseball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Swing and a liner to left field. Pates will walk it off. That one base is loaded in 2. Pitch is low, and this one dripped the pitch. skied into center field, hit pretty well. Major back to the track, to the wall, it is gone!
At Chillicothe Comfort Heating and Air, your comfort is our priority year-round.
Whether it's blazing hot or freezing cold, we've got your back with fast, reliable service you can trust.
Locally owned, honest, and done right the first time.
We have financing options available for every budget, as well as 60 months, 0% interest.
Call us today and feel the difference that comfort makes.
We've played an inning here at the VA in this Division IV District Semifinal, as Logan Elm will bring the bats back out. The 4, 5, 6 hitters due up against Blake Sanders. Both pitchers made quick work of the top of the order in the first inning, and Blake Sanders back out there looking to do more of the same here in the second.
Yeah, coming up for the Braves, though, number 6, Camden Ebert, the senior first-team all-district selection, leads this team in batting average, hitting over 400 on the season for his Braves.
27 hits on the year, a 409 batting average. The Wittenberg commit leads off the top of the second, and Ebert lines this one into right field. It's down for a base hit. Ebert, first pitch swinging. Base knock for the Braves. Right away, Camden Ebert sees the pitch he likes, takes it into right field for a leadoff single, and now Zane Seamer looks to do some extra damage. Seamer, the 6'2" senior, fouls this one off. Seamer 2 for 3 with a double and a run batted in the district quarterfinal win over Vinton County. 11-2, Logan Elm won that matchup. From the stretch, Sanders delivers the 0-1 and misses. Good job by the catcher, Landon Davis. Keep that ball in front. 1-1 the count to Zane Seamer. He pops this one into foul ground at the fence. Going back to try and make the catch is Elliott. Can't get there. That ball maybe had some movement, and Elliott just couldn't get a good read on it.
Yeah, as you've probably seen if you watched the last stream, we've not had the best weather out here to start our 4-game slate of the day, but as you were talking about with Landon Davis, especially in a field like this with such a long backstop, it does such an important job of blocking those wild pitches, especially with a man on base. That just makes the pitcher think even more.
1-2 the count to Seamer. Sanders from the stretch, swing and a miss. Second strikeout on the day for Blake Sanders. And one away for Blake Swicegood, the third baseman. Blake Swicegood comes into this one red hot, riding an 11-game hitting streak. Batting .338 on the season, was 2 for 3 in the win over Vinton County. First pitch, Swicegood takes down and away for ball 1. Swicegood steps out of the box quickly and right back to work. Sanders' pickoff attempt to first is unsuccessful. Ebert able to get back in time. One away and a runner on first for Logan Elm in the top of the second. Seamer goes the 1-0, fouled away. Evens the count at 1-1. Once again, the winner of this matchup will go on to play Wheelersburg on Tuesday evening in a Division IV district final. We'll have coverage of that for you right here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health. Is the 1-1. Sanders misses low. 2 balls and 1 strike to Blake Swicegood. It has been over a month since Blake Swicegood went through a game without a base hit, and he lines one into left field, high and deep, but foul.
Dangerous hit right there.
Really made you think about it. Swicegood showing off the power. He gets a nice applause from the Logan Elm crowd. Swicegood has not homered this season. Only 2 Braves have. That was pretty big swing for the sophomore. 2-2 the count. Swicegood line drive into right field, down for a base hit. Ebert up to second. A single for Blake Swicegood extends that hitting streak to 12 games, and the Braves have a runner in scoring position.
As you just said, already running a scoring position, only 1 out. See how Sanders responds to this for the Shermans.
2 runners on and 1 away for Carter Congrove, the second baseman. First pitch from Sanders. Congrove fouls this one to the netting at the backstop. Congrove batting .283 on the season. He's driven in 7 runs. He's 5 for 10 in his last 3 games. Sanders looks back to second, delivers, and Congrove fouls this one into the first base bleachers. Quickly an 0-2 count. Two on, 1 away. The 0-2 from Sanders. Misses high and outside. 1-2 the count.
What a take there for Congrove.
That first run of the ball game, standing at second base. Look for Congrove to be a little aggressive. The 1-2. An excuse me swing. It's called for strike 3. Now 2 away with 2 runners on. That'll bring up the designated hitter, Lucas Gentry. The 6'3" sophomore who's also 5 for 10 in his last 3 games, driven in 5 runs in that time frame. Sanders looks back to second, delivers the first pitch to Gentry, chops it foul.
3 strikeouts already for Sanders. I mentioned before the game, pretty talented pitching matchup.
We'll quickly look again. I got cut off the last time I tried to do this, but we'll look quickly at the Unioto defensive alignment as Coach Taylor will come out and check on his catcher. In the outfield, Elias Saltz, Jack Welch, and Caden Speakman going left to right. In the infield, David Long, Jackson Zickafoos, Braden White, Carter Elliott, Landon Davis behind the plate catching for Blake Sanders. Congrove steps back, or Gentry rather, steps back into the box. The 0-1 from Sanders, swing and a miss. Quickly, Lucas Gentry down 0-2 to Blake Sanders. As the Sherman righty looks to strand 2 runners on here in the top of the second. The 0-2 down and away in the turf. Ebert takes off for third, and now that first run of the ball game just 90 feet away.
Yeah, so any ball put in play here for the Sherman's really dangerous, but You have a guy like Sanders the Man who came on last year as that second pitcher in their tournament run and just really has showcased that talent this year. See if you continue it by closing out this inning.
From the stretch, the 1-2. Gentry chopped right back up the middle to Sanders. He makes the underhand toss to Elliott at first, and that retires the side. Logan Elm gets 2 runners on, but they're unable to do anything with it. We'll go to the bottom of the second, middle of the order, due up for Unioto. You're watching Ohio High School District Tournament Baseball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Are you looking for the best deals on quality used trucks and cars?
Great news. Chillicothe Truck has what you're looking for.
Choose from a wide selection of makes and models. All vehicles undergo a detailed multi-point inspection and extensive reconditioning before hitting the lot. Our friendly team offers a no-pressure sales experience, ensuring you find the perfect vehicle to fit your needs. Plus, you can customize your ride with our extensive range of truck accessories, from bed covers to lift kits. Stop by 173 Rennick Avenue in Chillicothe or call us today at 740-773-8782 to get started right now.
Our employees certainly get the credit for that growth. The relationships that they build, people want to deal with people they can trust, they know, feel connected to. And I think that's where a community bank such as Kingston really shines. The color of money is the same no matter where you go, but I think the people behind it is what makes the difference. Having the empathy to understand what's going on in someone's business or personal lives and how you might be able to help it. I think our customers expect that, want that, and truthfully, they deserve that.
Home half of the second inning set to begin here at VA Memorial Stadium. Blake Sanders, the pitcher, set to lead things off for Unioto. Surrendered 2 base hits in the top half, but was able to work from behind. Got a strikeout and a ground out to end the inning, and looks to give himself some support with his own bat.
Yeah, hitting .315 on the season. Trying to see if he can spark something, as Shane would say, give himself some run support maybe.
Sanders bats right-handed and steps into the batter's box to lead off the bottom half of the second inning. Brady Neff winds and delivers the first pitch, low and away for ball 1. Sanders recorded a season-high 3 hits back on May 11th in a loss to the Chillicothe Cavaliers. It was a 1-2. Sanders thought about it, but it's called strike 1 anyway. 23 hits on the season for Blake Sanders. Neff delivers the 1-1. Misses the outside corner. 2 balls and a strike in this pitcher versus pitcher battle.
And I've been impressed with Neff on the mound so far this game. First inning, 2 strikeouts and a ground out up to short.
Sanders able to lay off the appeal down to first. Did not go around. And 2-1 our count. 3-1 rather to Blake Sanders. Neff winds and delivers. Catches the higher part of the zone. Called strike 2. Count is full to the junior Blake Sanders. Payoff from Neff. High and inside. And Blake Sanders works his way to a walk. First base runner of the afternoon for Unioto. So that'll bring up Carter Elliott, the first baseman for the Shermans. He was 0 for 3 with the strikeout in the loss to West Jefferson on Monday. That was obviously the final regular season game for the Shermans. They were awarded with a first-round bye straight into the district semifinal, as Neff reaches the inside part of the zone. Strike one.
That last game, though, 2-1, 8-inning game. Pretty fun way to end the season, even if it's off a loss.
0-1. This time Neff works the outside part of the plate, and quickly he's ahead 0-2 to the first baseman, Carter Elliott. Elliott batting .287 on the season with 27 base hits. The 0-2 fouled into the first base side. Count remains 0-2. Those first base bleachers going to be packed here on Thursday when the Chillicothe Paints have their home opener. Always a fun time of year out here at the VA. The 0-2, this one inside and gets to the backstop. Sanders easily takes second as Ebert tracks it down. Now 1-2 the count to Carter Elliott. Neff tried to work Elliott inside. It was high up there, and Ebert just couldn't get to it in time. So now a runner in scoring position with no outs for the Shermans. Neff delivers the 1-2, this one low and away, and evens the count 2 apiece. This game started roughly an hour later than originally scheduled due to a pretty lengthy rain delay in that first game between Wheelersburg and Washington Courthouse. But sun peeking out, we're able to play some baseball here at the 2:30 slot. The 2-2, this one popped into foul ground on the first base side. Underneath it, making the track, is Congrove for the first out of the inning. So Carter Congrove makes the trip to the first base line from second. Gets the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Braden White for Unioto. The sophomore Braden White batting .291 on the season, driven in 17 runs. As a breaking ball finds his own. Good pitch from Neff for a first pitch strike. Neff looks back at second, delivers the 0-1. This one fouled off and out of play. Neff, so far early on, done a great job getting ahead in the count. A lot of two-strike counts to these Unioto batters.
Yeah, really the only count he's got behind, he put a runner on base, but outside of that, has been really good, especially in these extended at-bats, just finding a way to close it out, even if it has to go full count, 5 foul tips. He just finds a way, as this one also hit foul.
Chopped down to third. Nice play by Unioto head coach Tony Taylor, making the barehanded grab. Oh and 2 the count to Braden White. With one away, Neff from the stretch fires low and misses. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Braden White, another batter who's 0 for his last 6 at the plate. He rode a 7-game hitting streak back in April from the 11th to the 22nd. From the stretch, Neff, the 1-2, got him swinging and missing. Third strikeout fired from Brady Neff, and there's 2 away. Now that'll bring up the senior third baseman, David Long, who bats .233. The honorable mention all SVC selection. Looking to drive in that first run of the ball game. Neff, the first pitch to Long. This one swung on and missed, but off the glove of Ebert. So Sanders able to take third. after Ebert dropped the ball. That long swung on and missed. That's 2 pass balls now that have allowed Blake Sanders to move up 90 feet, and now he represents the first run of the ball game just 90 feet away. The 0-1 from Neff in there for a called strike. 0-2 the count to David Long.
Long, 19 RBIs on the season, looking to add to that total with the go-ahead run, as you said, 90 feet away.
Neff looks over to third. Winds up the 0-2. Just misses high and outside. Sanders at third. 1-2 the count to David Long. Neff from the stretch. Just misses in almost the exact same spot. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. Long had a season high 4 runs batted in a win over Adena back on May 4th. 2-2 the count. Neff fires. Long sends this one into shallow center. Bennington can't make the grab. It drops for a single. Sanders in to score from third. And Unioto is on the board first, an RBI single from David Long.
Adding to that total, making it 20 on the year for Long. See Caden Speakman come up.
Not the strongest contact from David Long, but he puts it just in the right spot to drop for a base hit. And now Caden Speakman looks to continue this inning with 2 outs, takes a called strike 1.
I mentioned before the game, guys like Long and Speakman, both honorable mentions in the league this season, may not have the most jump off the paper stats, but just what they bring to the team might be more important than just that leadership mentality.
And there's a drop in the infield by Logan Elm. And it'll keep the inning alive. Seimer and Swicegood both trying to make a play on it. Nobody called it. And that drops. Speakman reaches on the air, Long to third. And Gabe Jarjuwanakorn, the 9-hole hitter, looks to extend this inning and maybe bring home another run for the Shermans.
Jarjuwanakorn just 4 for 6 on the year. The freshman getting some trust from head coach Tony Taylor, starting in this district semi.
Neff from the stretch gets a called first strike. And it's something interesting you mentioned, Kenneth, the mix of veteran experience and youth on this Unioto team. Shane and I kind of talked about that for Washington Courthouse in the game before, where these young guys get in the lineup at this stage. They get to learn firsthand what it takes to win these types of ball games, also playing with guys that have experience from a team that was in the Final Four just a season ago.
Yeah, practicing all year with these guys, you'll learn a lot with just what they've been through over the past few years. A really winning past few years it'd be for the Shermans. And not only that, you get put in these situations where Jarjuwanakorn will pop up to second to end the inning. But just to finish my point, you get put in these situations where you have runners on base. It makes them think, and when you get on base, you have these guys that have the experience, have the moments, and it kind of just gives you more trust and more ease in these big matchups.
Well, Unioto plates the first run of the ball game, and Sanders looks to shut down Logan Elm in the top half of the third. You're watching Ohio High School District Tournament Baseball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
For 175 years, the Glockner name has stood for trust. Today, that promise continues. Every time your family turns the key. Generations have trusted us for one reason. We never stopped caring. From preschool drop-offs to road trips, you leave our service center knowing your family is in the safest hands possible. 175 years of social proof that this isn't just service. It's a promise from our family to yours.
At North Fork Animal Clinic, we're more than your pet's health care. We're your neighbors. We combine top quality veterinary care with the availability you can count on, keeping tails wagging and pets thriving. And as proud supporters of youth sports in Southern Ohio, we're committed to helping our whole community grow strong. North Fork Animal Clinic, caring for pets, supporting our community.
To the third inning we go. Unioto gets a hit and a run in the bottom of the second. An RBI single from David Long to give the Shermans a 1-0 lead. Game 2 of 4 here at VA Memorial Stadium. Huntington and Sims Valley, our next game. Both teams making their way over to the VA. Originally scheduled 4 o'clock first pitch, as Blake Sanders fires a called first strike to the center fielder Lucas Biley for Logan Elm. Biley batting just .191 this season, but he was 1 for 2 with a run batted in against Vinton County.
Yeah, Biley, special mention, all district selection, just shows the respect from the coaches.
1-1 the count. Sanders delivers, gets a swing and miss. Biley down 1-2. Quickly, Sanders the 1-2. Biley able to foul it off and stay alive. Lucas Biley, a 6'2 senior, just 9 hits on the season. He's got a handful of pitching appearances here and there. Pitched the final inning of the win over Vinton County. The 1-2 again. Biley, soft liner into right. It drops for a base hit. A good piece of opposite field hitting by Lucas Biley. And he leads off the third inning with a single, flips the order over for Logan Elm.
Yeah, to get that out of a guy at the bottom of your lineups, really all you can ask for, because now you get back to 1-2-3 with a runner already on base with no outs. See what the Braves can do with this good situation.
Neff squared around a bunt. He pulls away. And the count is 1-0. Neff 0 for 1. He struck out looking his first time up. 1-0 the count. Sanders from the stretch. Neff lays a bunt down the first base line. And Neff gets past the first baseman, Elliott. And a bunt single. Perfect execution by the pitcher, Brady Neff. And back-to-back singles from the Braves. That was a lazy bunt down the first base line. Carter Elliott came up to field it, and it's almost like the ball just died right before it got to him.
Yeah, I don't know if you can have more of a textbook bunt, just where it perfectly placed. Now you have 2 runners on, no outs already for the Braves.
Blake Summers at the dish now, pulls back on a bunt attempt. 1-0 the count to Summers, who's 1 for 1 with the single. Summers squares around a bunt this time. The appeal down to third. They say he did not pull back in time. 1-1 the count. Lucas Biley at second. Brady Neff at first. No outs as Summers' bunt attempt is fouled down the third base line. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Just trying to advance that tying run to third.
The 5'11 sophomore Blake Summers looking for base hit number 17 on the season and hit number 2 of the day. Sanders will disengage. Logan Elm 13-10 overall. They finished tied for 5th in the MSL Buckeye. 1-2 from Sanders. Summers lays down a bunt. Sanders fields it, and no play at first. Oh, back-to-back Braves lay down a bunt and reach first. And now the bases are loaded with nobody out for Logan Elm. And their best player, Kelton Bennington, at the dish.
As you said, Bennington, first team all-district selection, just a really impressive player, hitting .405 on the year, looking to add to that 22 RBI total.
And Coach Taylor will head to the mound to have a little chat with Blake Sanders and this Unioto infield. Coach Taylor, one of the best there is in the Southeast District. Been at Unioto for 26 seasons. This is 26th season at Unioto. He's their all-time leader in coaching wins. 4 district titles. And, yeah, the resume speaks for itself with Tony Taylor and what this Unioto team has been able to accomplish with him at the helm has been unlike any other. A lot of programs would do a lot to have a guy like Tony Taylor at the helm.
Yeah, it's the guy who continues to just produce and help these young guys develop and make these really competitive teams where I don't know if I can remember any time in my life, at least, in high school or since then, where Union has not been at the top at 1 or 2 in the standings in baseball.
So bases loaded, nobody out for Kelton Bennington. Logan Elm looking to do some damage as Bennington takes a hack and misses on the first offering from Sanders. Bennington batting .405 coming into today. He's 13 of his last 25 with 8 runs driven in. The 0-1, Bennington line into right center. It's down in the gap. One will score, windmill on for another. This ball gets all the way to allow Bennington to double and drive in 2.
Yeah, just found the gap out there. Gets all the way to 2. 2 RBIs give him for Bennington.
Logan Elm in front now, 2-1. 4 straight base hits to start the third for Logan Elm. And
well, and then you bring up your second first-team all-district selection in Ebert. Still no outs for the Braves. Sorry to cut you off there, Carson.
You're all right. There's a foul tip into the glove from Camden Ebert. Brings us to an 0-1 count. Bennington's just been red hot for Logan Elm all season, but especially here as of late. Drives in 2 with the bases loaded. As Ebert watches this one downstairs and away, 1-1 the count. Now 24 runs batted in for Bennington. It's the team leader in hits. This is a 1-1. Ebert watches this one go for a called strike 2.
Ebert looking for his second hit of the day. Reached on a single and stole a base last time up as fouls this one down the first base line.
And another base hit. Assuming it gets past the infield, you would have to assume it drives in 2 for Logan Elm. The
18
1-2.
RBIs on the season.
And Sanders rings him up. Called strike 3. And finally, Unioto gets its first out of the third inning. The 4th strikeout fired by Blake Sanders. So that'll bring up Zane Seymour, the first baseman, struck out his first time up. And Seamer makes contact. Zickafoos fields it at short. Throw over to first is in time, but not before Seamer drives in Blake Summers from third. RBI ground out, 3-1 Braves. Bennington moves up to third, and now Blake Swicegood stands at the plate with 2 away. First pitch to Swicegood. Watches this one just outside for ball 1. That was RBI number 19 on the year for Camden Ebert. 1-0 the count to Swicegood. Swicegood ground ball. Zickafoos fields it. Throw to Elliott is in time. And that will retire the side, but Logan Elm comes out firing in the top half of the third. They put up 3 runs to take the lead on Unioto. Sherman's looking to answer with the top of the order due up. You're watching Ohio High School Tournament Baseball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Mark. 6 months of training. 8 miles to go. A 3-way tie for almost last place. And 3 years since he and his team at Ohio Health left cancer in the dust.
Bottom of the third set to get underway as Logan Elm now leads Unioto by a 3-1 count. The Braves got 3 base runners on with consecutive singles, and Kelton Bennington doubled into the right field gap to break the scoring open. Zane Seamer drove in a run with an RBI ground out, and now Unioto faces a 2-run deficit in their half of the third inning.
Yeah, Logan Elm putting on their best our Dewey Daly impression, leading, knocking those runs in, getting those RBIs. And, you know, to do that off a pitcher like Sanders is just shows what my point was before the game. This 13-10 record really does not show how talented this Logan Elm Brave team is.
So Unioto will look to answer here. It's the leadoff man, Jack Welch, to get things started for the Shermans.
Yeah, good thing for the Shermans after that giving up 3-run inning. You come back with 1, 2, 3 at least, so you can see what you can do here with the top of your lineup.
Meanwhile, Brady Neff looks for a shutdown inning as he misfires on the first pitch for ball 1. Welch, a strikeout victim, his first time up, as Neff fires into the opposite batter's box down in the turf. 2 balls and no strikes to Jack Welch. Neff ready. Wines delivers the 2-0. This time he's able to fire it in there for a called strike. Jack Welch, a season high 3 hits in 2 separate games. Looks at that one downstairs. Favorable count to Jack Welch, 3 balls and a strike. Neff readies, delivers the 3-1. In there, down on the inside corner, and that fills up the count. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Welch. Neff looking for his 4th punch out of the day. Payoff from the stretch. This one chopped over to second. Congrove fields it and throws it to Seamer for out number 1. Welch made Neff work for that ground ball, but ultimately it results in out number 1 here in the bottom of the third.
Yeah, and just a continuing thing so far for Neff is getting ahead in these counts, and even if they run full or go long, he's just been able to close them out, and it's been really impressive so far.
So now Elias Saltz stands in with one away. He also struck out his first trip. And the first one in the upper outside corner for a strike. You know, obviously Neff worked from behind that last time up, but he's done a great job just getting those first pitch strikes, getting ahead in the count. As the 0-1, Saltz high into left. And at the line, making the catch is Summers for the second out. A lazy fly ball off the bat of Saltz. Summers makes a perfect read, elevates for the catch at the line, 2 away. Now 2 up, 2 down here in the third. Jackson Zikafus comes to the plate. The first pitch to Zikafus, a breaking ball. Misses the inside corner. 1-0 the count. Jackson Zikafus, obviously a first-team All-SEC and All-District selection, but tremendous all-around athlete for the Shermans. Honorable mention All-SEC in basketball. He was also the Special Teams Player of the Year on the football field, and a great receiver as well.
Yeah, I think more impressive than any of that is you could look at the scoreboard in almost any game, no matter whether they're up or down, and Jackson Zikafus the same kid. Like, he just has the most heart of almost any athlete I've seen in our area.
Three balls and no strikes to Zikafus as Neff fires, take all the way. Makes the count 3-1. Once again, 2 more games here at the VA today. Huntington and Sims Valley after this one. Southeastern and Manchester to close us out. The 3-1. Zikafus pops this one up. Ebert tracking. Ebert underneath it and makes the sliding grab to end the inning. And Ebert fired up, rightfully so. 1-2-3, go the Shermans. And we'll head to the fourth from Chillicothe. 3-1 Logan Elm. You're watching Ohio High School District Tournament Baseball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
SOSA's The Dugout is Chillicothe's premier indoor baseball and softball training facility designed to serve local baseball and softball players of all ages. The Dugout is equipped with our fully featured hit tracks, the next-gen data capture and simulation system providing athletes with real-time feedback with the capability of playing in any of the 30 Major League Baseball stadiums. The Dugout has a 70-foot by 12-foot batting and pitching cage, and every user has access to baseball and softball pitching machines, plyo wall and arm strength bands, pitching mounts and softball mats, multiple tees and hitting nets. Wall-to-wall AstroTurf, 285-inch TVs, and Bluetooth speakers make the Dugout the place to be for all of our area baseball and softball players, no matter the age. Train year-round, improve your performance, and further develop your skills in a fun and competitive environment at SOSA's The Dugout. Located in the heart of downtown Chillicothe at 185 East Main Street. Visit our website at sosadugout.com to reserve a time today.
We've played 3 full innings here in this Division IV district semifinal as Logan Elm is out to a 3-1 lead on the Unioto Shermans. They look to add to it as the 7, 8, 9 hitters do up for Logan Elm. And some great defense, a great job pitching from Brady Neff, working to a shutdown inning in the bottom half of the 3rd inning.
Yeah, what a catch there, especially at the end by Ebert, tracking it with this long backstop we have here at the VA, and just, I don't think our stream does it the duty it needs for, or the justice, excuse me, it needs for how different it is from the regular high school field.
Sanders gets a first pitch strike on the breaking ball to Carter Congrove. That's something that Shane and I often talk about, is the dimensions here at VA Memorial Stadium. Much larger than that of a normal high school field, as Congrove fouls this one down the right field line. But it's definitely a huge shift playing here, where there's a lot more space in foul ground that you might have to cover than just at a high school field.
Well, and then also with the turf that was installed last year, the ball can just roll and roll and roll into the outfield, so very dangerous if the ball gets behind your outfielders.
0-2 the count to Carter Congrove, breaking ball outside. And 1-2 now the count to the second baseman Congrove, who struck out his first time. Sanders tries again. Congrove pops this one up into foul ground. Elliott goes up and makes the grab for out number one. Good track by Carter Elliott for the first out. And so now that'll bring up Lucas Gentry, the designated hitter, who's 0 for 1 on the day with a ground out right up the middle to Sanders. Lucas Gentry's only extra base hit of the season came right here at VA Memorial Stadium, where he knocked a triple against the Southeastern Panthers, who ironically we will see later tonight, the nightcap of our coverage. And Gentry wears this one. And he'll take first base after the hit by pitch, a free pass given up by Sanders. So now with one away and a runner on, Lucas Biley steps up to the plate, where he really started the hit parade for the Braves in the last inning. Led off with a single, came around to score off the double from Bennington. Biley tried to lay down a bunt, doesn't make contact, and it's strike one. Biley, the 9-hole hitter for Logan Elm, gave them a spark in the bottom of the order as he lays down a bunt down the first base side. Sanders the scoop, and the underhand toss to Elliott at first, 2 away. Sacrifice bunt for Lucas Biley. That'll flip the order around for Logan Elm. Brady Neff back at the plate. He's 1 for 2 with a single and a run. Pitcher versus pitcher matchup with 2 outs. As Neff lines this one into center, Welch makes the grab, and that will retire the side. Braves get a runner on, unable to do any more. And we'll head to the home half of the fourth. We're halfway through this one. 3-1 Logan Elm. You're watching Ohio High School District Tournament Baseball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Since 1853, Tomlinson Insurance has been protecting families, farms, and businesses in our community. As an independent agency, we offer personalized coverage for your auto, home, farm, and business, plus health and life insurance too. And we proudly partner with Erie Insurance to give you peace of mind with reliable coverage at competitive rates. Tomlinson Insurance. Let our history be your future. Call us today at 740-773-4181 or visit us at tomlinsonins.com.
We are halfway through this Division IV district semifinal, as Logan Elm is ahead of Unioto by a 3-1 count as we head to the home half of the fourth inning. Blake Sanders will lead things off. Carter Elliott and Braden White behind him. What have you liked so far from Brady Neff and this Logan Elm defense?
I mean, it's hard to say it as many times as we have, but really just the composure he's had in these at-bats and these matchups. He'll get ahead in the count multiple times, and we've seen also multiple times whether it be Jack Welch or Carter Elliott at an at-bat. We saw it with Aiden Saltz, just these extended at-bats that he's closing out. It just does a lot and boosts your mentality as a pitcher and gives you that confidence to see it go past the plate and get called for the out. I'd sort of compare it to when you're playing basketball. You see the ball go through the hoop multiple times. It gives you more and more confidence. You go on, and that's really what I think has been happening with Neff so far, only allowing one hit so far through 4 innings.
Yeah, he's done a great job just going out, attacking early, getting ahead in the count. But the only man he's walked, Blake Sanders, steps up to the plate, leads off the bottom of the 4th. Sanders walked and came around to score off the RBI single from David Long. Looking to help his team get back into this deficit. Neff winds, delivers. Sanders launches one into right field. Davey with the sliding catch. Dalton Davey covers the ground in shallow right for out number 1. Excellent play by the 6-foot sophomore.
Well, it's easy to pitch as well as Neff has when you have that defense behind you. You've seen 3 excellent catches so far for the Braves.
We just talked about this defense, how they've been able to back up their pitcher, and this Braves outfield no different. As Carter Elliott fouls the first pitch away, Dalton Davey in right field. He is the man who's being DH'd for in this Logan Elm lineup, but still making his mark on this ball game with his glove. The 0-1 pitch to Elliott finds the outside corner quickly. Elliott down 0-2. Neff comes ready. Wines delivers the 0-2, swing and a miss. Neff gets Elliott to chase the high fastball and retires him on strikes. 4th strikeout for Brady Neff, and there's 2 away. Logan Elm, 3 runs on 7 hits. They've committed 1 error. Unioto, just 1 run on 1 hit. Braden White 0 for 1 with a strikeout, as Neff gets a called first strike. Talked about some multi-sport athletes on the field today, and Brady Neff is another one. Is the 0-1 breaking ball up and away. Evens the count at a ball and a strike apiece.
Well, off to your point, I had the Unioto and Logan Elm convo game with Shane on the broadcast, and it feels like I'm calling the same roster for both teams.
Neff, the 2nd team all-district selection on the basketball court. You know, just since both in his efforts in baseball and in basketball, and this guy's just a competitor. As the 1-2 from Neff, foul to the backstop. Neff being pretty aggressive from the mound, able to go and attack, get ahead in the counts. Looking to retire the side here in the 4th. The 1-2 breaking ball into shallow center. Underneath it is Biley, and that will end the 4th inning. Sherman's go down in order for the 2nd inning in a row. And the Braves are feeling it. They're ahead 3-1 as we go to the fifth. You're watching Ohio High School Baseball here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie & Son Trucking. Willie & Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week, presented by Willie & Son Trucking, each week at SOSAOhio.com.
4 full innings in the books as Logan Elm still holds on to a 3-1 lead over the Unioto Shermans. Logan Elm looking to get back into the district final for the first time since 2014. It's been a long time coming for the Braves. Obviously not done yet, but off to a great start. And they'll have their 2, 3, 4 hitters due up here in the fifth.
Yeah, really overall good play so far from Unioto, besides the flurry started off by, Biley's single, but outside of that, Sander playing really well, but that's the competitiveness of this Logan Elm Braves team is when it rains, it pours, and we've seen that today so far already.
No kidding, literally and figuratively. Our schedule today thrown off by about an hour due to a rain delay in the first game between Wheelersburg and Washington Courthouse. This game started at about 2:25 p.m., originally scheduled for 1:30. But hoping that the rain holds off for the rest of the day, we're able to get our other 2 games in. Blake Summers leads off the top of the fifth. He's 2 for 2 on the day. Thought about squaring around a bunt, quickly pulls back as the breaking ball misses outside from Blake Sanders.
Still in a favorable spot of the lineup for the Braves. You'll have 2, 3, 4 coming up this inning, and outside of 1, 2, 3, I don't know if there's a better spot in the lineup you want out.
Yeah, and especially when you've got a guy like Summers, only a sophomore, but played with a lot of confidence at the plate. Also had the really nice play in the outfield to take away a base hit from Unioto. But with as hot as he's playing right now, you love it when he's able to lead off an inning for your team. Now up to 15 base hits on the season. Takes this one inside for a called strike 1. The 1-1 from Sanders. Summers fouls this one and into the picnic area here at VA Memorial Stadium. That'll be another spot that's packed this Thursday night. The Chillicothe Paints have their home opener. It's a Budweiser Thirsty Thursday as well. 1-2. Summers grounds this one to second. White fields it. Throw over to Elliott is in time. Out number 1.
As you said, the Chillicothe Paints in town Thursday, Friday this week. Always rocking here at the stadium for the Paints games.
Yeah, if you got nothing going on and you live local to Chillicothe, highly advise you to come out to the VA, check out a Paints game. The 4-time Prospect League champions looking for number 5 this season. Kelton Bennington's 1 for 2 with a 2 RBI double. Gave Logan Elm the lead back in the 3rd inning. Takes this one down and away for ball 1. Bennington now on an 8-game hitting streak as he sends this one high into foul ground in right field. And nobody able to get there. A long trek for Carter Elliott all the way to the Paints bullpen. Kelton Bennington has homered twice this season, a 3-run shot against Zane Trace and a 2-runner against South Webster back on May 11th. certainly capable of playing long ball. Takes the 1-1 upstairs, 2-1 the count to Bennington. Sanders winds and deals. Down on the outside corner and evens the count at 2-2. Bennington, another two-sport athlete, special mention all-district for the Logan Elm basketball team. The 2-2, Bennington ground ball over to first. Elliott scoops it up and takes it to the bag himself. 2 up, 2 down as Camden Ebert returns to the plate. Camden Ebert, the 6-foot senior, at the plate with 2 outs. As the first pitch from Sanders, Ebert pops this one into shallow left. Zickafoos can't make the grab. Good effort by Jackson Zickafoos, but he was backtracking for that pop fly, and it's just past his glove. Give Camden Ebert a bloop single, his second base hit of the day. The Braves get a runner on with 2 outs. Zane Seamer looks to extend this inning even further. Seamer line drive right into the glove of White. And that will retire the side in the top of the 5th. Logan Elm gets a runner on, but nothing more. Bottom of the order due up for Unioto. Logan Elm still ahead 3-1. You're watching Ohio High School District Tournament Baseball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Richard. Countless nights in the garage. 8 shiny new pistons. 1 very happy 16-year-old granddaughter. And 2 years since starting cancer treatment at Ohio Health.
Into the home half of the 5th inning as Wheelersburg awaits the winner between Unioto and Logan Elm. Logan Elm with a 3-1 advantage. As Brady Neff back out there for his 5th inning of work. He's done a great job to this point, just giving up a run on 1 hit. And he faces David Long, Caden Speakman, and Gabe Jaruanacorn for Unioto. This is a Unioto team that their offense has shown signs throughout the year of being able to be really explosive, but also here as of late, they faced some really good pitching staffs that have quieted them down. Obviously, the West Jefferson game, their regular season finale, a 2-1 loss. They only had 2 hits in that one. The game before that, they were no hit by Amanda Clear Creek.
Yeah, and you know, in these type of games coming off those performances, you kind of need to just see some hits go out to just get more confidence for your lineup. Only 1 hit so far today for the Shermans, and only 1 run from the pitcher, giving himself the only run support of the game so far off the walk.
David Long, who has Unioto's only base hit of the afternoon, will lead off the Sherman half of the 5th inning. Drove in Blake Sanders in the 2nd inning with that RBI single. Neff fires one out and away, and a 1-0 count. From Neff, this time down and away in the turf. 2-0 the count to David Long. Last year, Logan Elm was the 10 seed in the Division IV tournament, went on a little Cinderella run in the postseason as Long hacks and misses there. 2-1 the count. They upset Washington Courthouse in the first round of the tournament and then stunned on the road the number 2 seeded Fairfield Union Falcons before dropping the contest to Westfall in the district semifinal. That pitch runs inside, 3-1 the count. Or no, it's 2-2 rather.
Hit off the bat, they'll call it a foul ball.
Good eye, Kenneth. 2-2 from Neff. This one runs high and inside. And count to Long is now full. David Long, 12 walks throughout the course of this season. Payoff from Neff. As Long skies this into right field. Davey underneath it, and he hauls it in for the first out. So Dalton Davey tracks it down in right field. One away for Caden Speakman. He's 0 for 1 and reached on an error.
Yeah, he had the weak contact earlier in the game, and nobody just caught the ball in the infield pop-up, and he reached first off that error, as you said.
It was Seamer and Swicegood both coming in to make the play, and nobody called it. And they both went to go catch it, nobody did. As Speakman pops this one into foul ground. Seamer trying to get there, but it's out of play.
A lot of action for our first base stands today.
Yeah, no kidding.
Formerly the stables over there, as they'd call it during the Paints games back in the Frontier League era.
Pretty good crowd on hand for Game 2 of our 4-gamer here at VA Memorial Stadium. The 0-2 from Brady Neff, breaking ball fouled away.
Yeah, I think the weather is sort of downing upon our view of our crowd we have today, because you look around at our camera's view and you don't see many people, but I think the weather's kind of affected that. We have a pretty full stadium bowl today.
0-2 the count to Caden Speakman. Neff delivers, swing and a miss. Speakman down on strikes. And there's 2 away. Strikeout number 5 for Brady Neff. Now Gabe Jaruanacorn stands at the plate. He's 0 for 1, popped out to second. His first time up, back in the second inning. As Neff's first pitch misses on the outside corner. It's a busy day for Unioto Athletics. Their softball team was in a D3 district final over at Logan. They dropped that contest 11-5 to Dresden Tri-Valley. That brings an end to a remarkable season for the Shermans, highlighted by that upset win over Chillicothe in the district semi. 2-0 the count. Neff fires and drops this one in for a called strike.
Yeah, I believe you had the coverage on that game, and if you check almost any of our social medias, you can see the great final catch made out on the fence by Maggie Taylor, I believe it was.
Maddie Tuttle.
Maddie Tuttle, excuse me.
The Sherman who made that game-winning robbery in center field to send the Shermans to the district title game. 3-1 the count to Gabe Jaruanacorn. And we'll have a meeting at the mound, and umpires will check on something. There was
something on the field, I believe.
Kind of wonder if it was something that wasn't, maybe something obstructing the view, maybe something causing a little glare in that outfield. Maybe the reflection of the sun. We'll get that taken care of. Our umpiring crew surveying the outfield. Logan Elm ahead of Unioto 3-1 in this Division IV district semifinal. The Braves, led by head coach Drew McGlone in his third season. 30-40 overall. Ironically, he's across enemy lines. He's a Circleville Tiger who then went on to play collegiately at Ohio Dominican. He also spends time in the offseason assisting the Logan Elm football program as well. 3-1 the count, and that's down there, called for a strike two. Full count with 2 outs. Gabe Jarjuwanakorn thought that was ball 4. Had the bat on the ground, ready to take off to first. So now we'll try this again. The payoff from Brady Neff. And this one's down and away, and that'll be ball 4. The Shermans get a runner on with 2 outs, and that flips the order over. Jack Welch at the plate representing the tying run. Runner on, 2 outs. Neff from the stretch. Misses down low and away. Welch 0 for 2 on the day. Strikeout, ground out. And Coach McGlone will head to the mound to have a chat with Brady Neff.
We've talked about it all day, but one thing these successful programs do, and we've seen it highlighted up and down both these lineups for just getting kids out to play all your sports, is we've mentioned it with almost every kid up to bat, playing multiple sports and being successful in multiple sports, and that's big around these smaller school areas in Southern Ohio.
Yeah, something that Shane and I talked about just a little bit in our last game, talked about it throughout the spring, is just getting these kids out. These kids love to go out and just compete, no matter what sport it is, and you see them excelling at one sport, and then maybe you see them out in another sport in a different season where maybe it's not their best sport, but they're competing and they're contributing. 1-0 the count to Jack Welch. As Neff fires this one high and inside, just misses. And 2-0 the count.
I mean, it just keeps you in shape and competitive all school year around, just staying in sports. And
Welch launches this one into right field, but it's right into the glove of Dalton Davey for out number 3. Logan Elm still in front of Unioto as Brady Neff has been dealing from the mound. We'll head to the 6th here at the VA. You're watching Ohio High School District Tournament Baseball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Glo Fiber is now in Ohio. And with gig speed fiber internet, we're keeping things real. As in real reliable speeds. Real people who really want to talk to you. Not to mention, real simple pricing. Switch to Glo Fiber today to get real fast, real reliable fiber internet and your first month free. Glo Fiber is here. Welcome to Glo-Ohio. Call 1-833-WANT-GLO or visit glofiber.com to switch today.
Kimberly. Tons of practice. One chop away from a black belt. 7 of the best sidekicks. And 5 years since her cancer diagnosis at Ohio Health.
We're on to the 6th inning from VA Memorial Stadium here in Chillicothe, Ohio. It's the Logan Elm Braves ahead of the Unioto Shermans 3-1 in this district semifinal in Division 4. Blake Swicegood, the third baseman, will lead things off for the Braves as they look to add some insurance heading into the final 2 innings.
Yeah, Swicegood 1 for 2 in the contest so far, looking to extend that success. As you creep later and later into these innings, every run on base just puts more and more in the pitcher's mind to think about.
Sanders back out there for another inning of work as the 0-1 misses down. Evens the count at 1 apiece. Blake Sanders has been a guy that can go the distance when you need him to. The 1-1 Swicegood ground ball over to Zikafus at short, quickly throwing over to first for out number 1. But Blake Sanders has pitched 7 innings or more in 5 different games, and emphasis on the and more or on the or more part. Against Zane Trace on April 30th, that game went to 9 innings, and Blake Sanders pitched all 9. He was the losing pitcher, but he only allowed 2 hits and 2 runs and a walk in that loss to the Pioneers.
Yeah, dogfight that game. Basically for the league, it was the second time meeting up, and Zane Trace's Lucas Euler had both of those hits in the winning RBI. So only one player getting a hit in that game.
The 0-1 to Carter Congrove misses down and away. Congrove 0 for 2, strikeout, and a pop out to first. 1 ball and 1 strike. Congrove stays patient. Watches this one go down and away, 2-1. Zane Trace won the SEC title outright this year. Congrove fouls this one back. Unioto finished second, and 11-3 record. Pioneers will play here Wednesday evening in the Division 5 district tournament. A 6:30 start time for the Pioneers. 2-2 the count. Congrove pop up into shallow right, and camped out underneath is Speakman. 2 up, 2 down. So that'll bring up Lucas Gentry, the designated hitter, 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch in his last time up. Made it to second on the sacrifice from Lucas Biley. Breaking ball from Sanders. Gentry fouls this one into right and into the Logan Elm bullpen. Gentry 2 for 3 with a run batted in the district quarterfinal win over Vinton County. You know, we talked about teams getting hot at the right time, and Logan Elm, I think, is one of those teams for sure. Winners of their last 4 with wins over South Webster, New Lexington, Paint Valley, and then that tournament win over Vinton County. Their bats have just been red hot. They've averaged 11 runs and 13 hits per game in those 3 contests. Gentry up the middle. Zikafus is there, and the throw to first beats him in plenty of time. So the Braves go down in order, and the Shermans down to their final 6 outs. They trail 3-1. As we'll head to their half of the 6th, you're watching Ohio High School District Tournament Baseball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Swing and a liner to left field. Pates will walk it off. That one base is loaded in 2. Pitch. It is low, and this one dripped the pitch. Skied into center field, hit pretty well. Major back to the track, to the wall. It is gone.
At Chillicothe Comfort Heating and Air, your comfort is our priority year-round.
Whether it's blazing hot or freezing cold, we've got your back with fast, reliable service you can trust.
Locally owned, honest, and done right the first time.
We have financing options available for every budget as well as 60 months 0% interest.
Call us today and feel the difference that comfort makes.
We're in the bottom of the sixth, and we've got a new pitcher for Logan Elm. It'll be Kelton Bennington taking over for the Braves. Quick look at his pitching numbers. He's 1-0 on the year, 42 2/3 innings pitched, a 3.59 ERA. He has struck out 43 batters and walked only 22. He's the team leader in pitching strikeouts, looking to slam the door on Unioto in the 6th and 7th innings. He relieves Brady Neff after he went a full 5 innings of 1 hit, 1 run baseball. He struck out 5 in the process. And the defensive alignment for Logan Elm shifts as Zane Seamer goes from first to third. Blake Swicegood goes from third to short. And Brady Neff stays in the game, taking over at first base.
Yeah, really a great performance today from Neff, only allowing 1 hit, as you said, I believe 2 walks and only the 1 run. So Logan Elm turning to their first team all-district selection to try to close this one out.
Well, Elias Saltz, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout, will lead off the bottom half of the 6th. Elias Saltz, just 1 base hit on the season. If you're Unioto, you need just about anything you can get. His first pitch swung on and missed. Bennington winds and deals inside. Evens the count at 1 apiece. Bennington was the starting pitcher in the last time Logan Elm and Unioto met up. As Saltz fouls this one to the backstop. In that contest to open the season, Bennington went 6 full innings, gave up just 1 earned run on 4 hits, and struck out 4 in a 3-1 win for Logan Elm. Bennington kicks, deals the 1-2, swing and a miss. Bennington's first batter goes down on strikes. Quickly 1 away in the bottom of the 6th. So that'll bring up Jackson Zikafus, who's also 0 for 2 on the afternoon. A ground out and a pop out. Back in the 3rd inning, he popped out to the catcher, Ebert, who made that sliding grab in front of the Unioto dugout. His first pitch misses for ball 1. Our tracker reads 85 miles an hour, that pitch from Bennington. The 1-0, Zikafus high into left field. Tracking underneath it is Summers, and he makes a running catch for out number 2. Summers covered a lot of ground there. Another example of this Logan Elm defense going all out to stay in front.
Yeah, as well as Neff and now, as you said, Bennington are pitching. Really, there's been about 2 hits and then an extra out given by the defense. Just showing their athleticism all day so far.
Bennington will work on Blake Sanders with 2 outs as the first one goes into the turf for a ball. Sanders 0 for 1 with a walk and a run.
Yeah, the only Unioto run so far on the day. Off the RBI from David Long.
Sanders also pitched in the season opener against Logan Elm back on March 28th. A pretty similar feeling here at the VA as in that season opener. Bennington, the 2-1. This one fouled to the backstop. 2-2 the count to the Sherman's pitcher, Blake Sanders. Bennington comes set. There's the 2-2. Called strike 3. Bennington works to a 1-2-3 inning in relief. Sherman's go down quietly once again. We're on to the 7th. Logan Elm will look for some insurance. They lead Unioto 3-1 here in this D4 district semifinal. You're watching Ohio High School Tournament Baseball here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
For 175 years, the Glockner name has stood for trust. Today, that promise continues. Every time your family turns the key. Generations have trusted us for one reason. We never stopped caring. From preschool drop-offs to road trips, you leave our service center knowing your family is in the safest hands possible. 175 years of social proof that this isn't just service. It's a promise from our family to yours.
At North Fork Animal Clinic, we're more than your pet's health care. We're your neighbors. We combine top quality veterinary care with the availability you can count on, keeping tails wagging and pets thriving. And as proud supporters of youth sports in Southern Ohio, we're committed to helping our whole community grow strong. North Fork Animal Clinic, caring for pets, supporting our community.
We've made it to the 7th inning in this district semifinal in Division 4. Logan Elm looking to play spoiler. Got Unioto on upset alert. A 3-1 advantage as we go to the 7th. The Braves will look for some insurance. They bring Lucas Biley, Brady Neff, and Blake Summers to the plate here in the 7th. Maybe not as explosive as they have been here as of late, but some quality at-bats from the Braves have helped them stay in front. Lucas Biley got that started back in the 3rd inning, a leadoff single that he came around to score when Logan Elm took the lead. And now he's quickly ahead, 2 balls and no strikes on Blake Sanders, who's out for his 7th inning. The 2-0, swing and a miss. 79 miles an hour out of Sanders' hands. Forces a big swing and miss. And the 2-1, a breaking ball, finds the bottom corner. 2-2 the count. Two from Sanders. This one fouled to the netting. Biley able to stay alive. Sanders will try again, the 2-2. Got him looking. A paint job from Blake Sanders. Finds the bottom outside corner. 1 away.
As you said, just a really impressive pitch there, finding the corner. Leaves him looking. For his 5th strikeout of the day.
So now Logan Elm back to the top of the order as Neff takes a breaking ball to make it a 1-0 count. So again, the winner of this game is back here at VA Memorial Stadium Tuesday evening, where they'll face Wheelersburg at 6:30 p.m. in a Division 4 district final.
Neff only 1 for 3 today with a strikeout, but up 2-0 right now.
It's a big hack on that one. to make it 2-1. Sanders has done pretty well working from behind. And he's got another called strike there, 2-2 the count. It's just that one big inning from Logan Elm puts his team behind. And honestly, in the game of baseball, sometimes it's all it takes. 2-2 from Sanders. This one misses down and away. Full count to Brady Neff. The payoff from Sanders. Neff stays alive, fouls this one away. Still 2 more games for our coverage here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health. D6 up after this. Neff fouls off the payoff once again. Huntington and Sims Valley to follow this one, and then Southeastern and Manchester to wrap us up. Quickly, the payoff again from Sanders. This one chopped foul down the third base line. A good battle here from Brady Neff.
Yeah, and as you were talking about, since I'd say the 4th inning, he's had, 1 hit, no runs. So really outside of that 3rd inning that just came down upon the Shermans, really an excellent performance from the pitcher.
And there's a fly ball into center by Neff, and it drops right in front of Welch, the center fielder.
Might have had a little curse there on my comment.
Second base hit of the day for Brady Neff. And that'll bring Summers to the plate with 1 out.
Summers 2 hits already in the contest, 2 singles, 2 for 3 on the day.
Pretty nice day for the sophomore left fielder. Had some great catches in the outfield as well. Looking to help his team get some insurance. He drops a bunt down to Sanders. Sanders looks to second and takes the out at first instead. Sacrifice bunt for Blake Summers. And there's 2 away now for Kelton Bennington. And it looks like Unioto will make the decision to just go ahead and put Bennington on first. And I think with the power that Bennington has shown this game and throughout the season, it's probably not a bad idea.
Yeah, with 2 outs, a ball past the infield most likely would score a runner from second already, so the runner in first really not too much of a factor comparatively in this situation.
With Bennington's ability to play long ball, Sherman's not wanting to take their chances. As Ebert looks at strike 1, and you know, that's the thing. You make the decision to put the power hitting of Bennington on first base. The problem is now you face the team leader in batting average in Camden Ebert, who's 2 for 3 on the day. Down and away quickly, 2 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, Ebert 2 singles and a stolen base.
1-1 the count rather. That one runs inside. 2-1. Ebert looking to bring home an insurance run for Logan Elm to take into the bottom half of the 7th. Sanders awaits the sign, comes set, looks back to second, delivers, and an excuse me swing fouled off by Ebert. Two and two the count. Runners on first and second. Blake Sanders looking to keep the deficit where it's at from the stretch. This one line into right. It's down for a base hit. Windmill on for Neff. The throw from right not nearly in time. Ebert with an RBI single. The Braves extend the lead to 4-1.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Ebert having a day already, now 3 for 4 with 3 singles and an RBI.
Bennington moves up to third. Zane Seamer at the plate. He's 0 for 3.
Seamer does have the RBI in that 3-run inning for the Braves.
1-0 the count to the third baseman. Seamer chops this one down the third base line, and it just rolls foul. Camden Ebert matches his season best, 3 hits in this ball game. Drives in a run. That'll give Logan Elm some extra insurance going into the 7th, bottom of the 7th. Seamer looking for his first hit of the day to extend the advantage for Logan Elm. The 1-1, Seamer, ground ball to Zicafus. Zicafus bobbled it, but gathers it and gets the force at second to retire the side. One final chance for Unioto. Season on the line for the Shermans as they trail Logan Elm 4-1. We go to the bottom of the 7th. The 5, 6, 7 hitters due up. You're watching Ohio High School District Tournament Baseball here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
SOSA's The Dugout is Chillicothe's premier indoor baseball and softball training facility designed to serve local baseball and softball players of all ages. The Dugout is equipped with our fully featured hit tracks, the next-gen data capture and simulation system providing athletes with real-time feedback with the capability of playing in any of the 30 Major League Baseball stadiums. The Dugout has a 70-foot by 12-foot batting and pitching cage, and every user has access to baseball and softball pitching machines, plyo wall and arm strength bands, pitching mounts and softball mats, multiple tees and hitting nets. Wall-to-wall AstroTurf, 285-inch TVs, and Bluetooth speakers make the Dugout the place to be for all of our area baseball and softball players, no matter the age. Train year-round, improve your performance, and further develop your skills in a fun and competitive environment at SOSA's The Dugout. Located in the heart of downtown Chillicothe at 185 East Main Street. Visit our website at sosadugout.com to reserve a time today.
Logan Elm 3 miles from the house as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning here at VA Memorial Stadium. Unioto will bring Carter Elliott, Braden White, and David Long to the plate as they look to rally down 4-1. Logan Elm looking to get back to the district final for the first time in 12 years. His pitching staff for Logan Elm has done an excellent job against the talented Sherman lineup. Just 1 run on 1 hit, 3 outs away from closing this one out.
Yeah, they have the 1 run off the walk by Sanders and the RBI from David Long, and that hit from David Long is still the lone hit for the Shermans today in the contest. So if you're Coach Taylor, you're looking for some production from the middle of the lineup, just giving your guys a chance.
Well, Carter Elliott looks to give Unioto a chance to rally back. He leads things off in the bottom of the 7th. He's 0 for 2 with a pop out and a strikeout. Elliott, the freshman, stands in, takes ball 1 down in the turf. Elliott 0 for 2 on the day. He does have 5 multi-hit games this season. Takes one on the outside corner for a called strike. Elliott steps out of the batter's box trying to buy some time, taking the signs from Coach Taylor down at third base. Steps back in. Bennington delivers the 1-1. Outside for ball 2. Logan Elm, the 7 seed in Division 4 Southeast 1 District. Ground ball over to short. Swicegood fields it. The throw to Neff at first. Got him by a hair. And out number 1 here in the bottom of the 7th. So now Braden White comes to the plate. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout.
And just desperately need to get somebody on base if you're the Shermans trying to come back in this contest.
First offering to White, high and inside. Last season as the 10 seed, Logan Elm made it all the way to the district semi before falling to Westfall. Called strike 1 to Braden White. These upset-minded Braves just 2 outs away from highlighting another terrific tournament run. Looking to punch a ticket to the district final. Ground ball, Swicegood can't field it cleanly. And the throw to first gets past Neff. And a good backup by the catcher, Ebert, to force White from advancing any further. And for the first time since the 5th inning, Unioto's got a base runner. We wait on the official ruling. They're going to credit an error to Logan Elm.
Yeah, off the error. Just reaching on first, and you bring up the only guy who has a hit for your squad so far today, and David Long. See if you can spark a run here if you're the Shermans.
Bennington, the pick off to first, not in time. Yeah, David Long, the only hit of the ball game for Unioto, drove in the Shermans' only run back in the 2nd inning. Bennington from the stretch finds the corner of the zone, strike 1. The 0-1, Bennington again from the stretch. Long up the middle. Braves trying to turn 2. Swicegood gets the force at second. But the throw to first, Long barely beats it out. And just by about half a step, Unioto's season stays alive. Fielder's choice for David Long. Sherman's down to their final out, and it's Caden Speakman at the plate. Speakman has been on base. He reached on an error back in the 2nd inning. Gabe Jarunicorn represents the tying run on deck. First pitch, Speakman takes us down low for a called strike. Bennington winds the 0-1, swing and a miss. Golf swing from Speakman. Sherman's down to their final strike. Kelton Bennington, seasoned veteran for this Logan Elm team. The all-district selection. The 0-2. This one popped up high in foul ground beyond the third base line and out of play. A lot of red and white here in the stands here in Chillicothe. This Logan Elm crowd, just 1 strike, 1 out away from a trip to the district final. Long stands at first. Bennington winds the 0-2. This one popped up in the infield. Swiska camping out underneath, and he makes the catch. Logan Elm with the upset. The Braves are going to the district final for the first time in 12 years. 4-1 your final score from VA Memorial Stadium. Logan Elm will face off with Wheelersburg Tuesday evening for a district title.
What a performance by the pitching staff. And I mean, oh my goodness, whether it be Neff or Bennington, just absolutely dealing today for the Braves.
A one-hit showing by the Logan Elm pitching staff sends Unioto home, and the Braves, for the first time since 2014, will play for a district title. They'll face Wheelersburg right back here at VA Memorial Stadium Tuesday evening. Well, Kenneth and I will quickly step aside, come back, quickly give our thoughts on this one, and get ready to transition to Division 6. Another doubleheader in that division coming your way from VA Memorial Stadium. You're watching Ohio High School District Tournament Baseball here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Since 1853, Tomlinson Insurance has been protecting families, farms, and businesses in our community. As an independent agency, we offer personalized coverage for your auto, home, farm, and business, plus health and life insurance too. And we proudly partner with Erie Insurance to give you peace of mind with reliable coverage at competitive rates. Tomlinson Insurance. Let our history be your future. Call us today at 740-773-4181 or visit us at tomlinsonins.com.
Back here at VA Memorial Stadium, where Logan Elm punches a ticket to the district final with a 4-1 win over Unioto. The Braves, as the 7th seed in Division 4 Southeast 1, will play for a district title. They await Wheelersburg back here Tuesday evening at 6:30. Logan Elm 4, Unioto 1. Kenneth, your thoughts on this gritty performance to steal a win from Unioto?
Well, I mean, as I mentioned before the break, just a pitching performance from both Neff and Bennington. Bennington not allowing a single hit in relief. And then Neff, as we stated, only one hit and one run for the Braves. And on top of that, just the outstanding defensive play, whether it be the two corners of the outfield or the amazing diving catch by Ebert. And just a gritty performance, as you said. All these guys, they're these multi-sport athletes just staying competitive, and that's what these guys have is fight. They're fight and they're athletic, and you just see, I mean, one guy to highlight it all, Camden Ebert, 3 for 4, only one strikeout on the other one, but had a stolen base and an RBI, that RBI that put them up to the 4th run. And then we saw in the 3rd inning that run led off by Lucas Biley with the weak single that led to just 3 runs in a multi-hit inning for the Braves, and it was really storied from there.
Well, we'll quickly go over some stats real quick. Won't be too long so we can get ready for this next game. But Brady Neff is your winning pitcher for Logan Elm. He went 5 full innings of 1 hit, 1 earned run baseball. He walked 2, struck out 5. Kelton Bennington came in relief in the 6th inning and recorded the 2-inning save to send Logan Elm to the district final. And for Unioto, Blake Sanders went the distance, 7 innings, gave up 4 runs on 10 hits. The the Braves rather, committed 2 errors that Unioto did get some base runners on, but ultimately unable to do anything with it. A solid pitching performance by far from this Logan Elm staff, and the season comes to an end for Unioto, and the high school baseball career of their seniors does as well. The Shermans will say goodbye to Jace Zicafus, David Long, Caden Speakman, Jackson Zicafus, Judah Zicafus, and Trey Arnold, a group of seniors that has done a lot of amazing things in this Unioto baseball program. A Final Four run a season ago. Not the way they wanted to end, but this group leaves a legacy behind for Unioto baseball.
Yeah, there's a good group of kids. Like, they're a group of kids that all have always come out and compete, and just, I know we mentioned it before, but even the guys that don't get highlighted a lot, like Caden Speakman and David Long and Trey Arnold and Jace Judah and Jackson Zicafus, just guys that have put their time and effort into this team and just they always seem to have fun doing it. I think it's the biggest thing that people forget at this level.
Well, we've had some fun through 2 games today here at VA Memorial Stadium. 2 more coming your way. Shane Combs and I will be back on the call. Huntington and Sims Valley coming up shortly. You'll want to flip over to that stream on your YouTube, wherever you may be watching us. Want to give a huge shout out to our cameraman Cullen for manning down the camera behind the backstop today. And from Kenneth Hay, I'm Carson Francis. We thank you for tuning in to today's presentation of Ohio High School District Tournament Baseball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health. One final time, your final score, Logan Elm 4, Unioto 1. Enjoy the rest of your day.